From State Farm Center in Champaign, Clutch Sports Media proud to welcome you into live coverage of an IHSA boys basketball Class 2A state semifinal. The Unity Rockets and the Manual Rams, 32 minutes away from punching their ticket to an IHSA state title game. Joey Wright, and to my left, courtside at State Farm Center's Lou Henson Court, Caden Sexton. Caden, really looking forward to this game, as are a lot of folks around the state. A lot of eyes on the 33-win Unity Rockets, the 23-win Manual Rams. So much in this matchup to hone in on.
Yeah, and let's hone in on the last thing you said. 23 wins for the Rams, 33 for the Rockets. It might be a 10-win difference, but that doesn't mean that these teams are 10 wins apart in quality, in skill, and in what we're going to see here on the floor today. These are two teams that are very battle-tested, two teams that have proven themselves more than anybody else in state, and frankly, that's why they're here tonight.
Absolutely. Manual out of the Big 12 Conference. They finished 8-3 in a tough Big 12. Unity ran the tables in the Illini Prairie Conference to the tune of a 10-0 record. And Unity's ripped off several big winning streaks over the course of their season. Manual's won its last 9 games in a row. Caden, such a juxtaposition when you look at these two teams and their histories. Unity's here at state for the second time in program history. Last was in 2002 over at Carver Arena in Peoria. Manual, out of Peoria, has been at state 25 times, including last season, looking to win it all for the first time since 1997. That four-peat that so many folks around the state still talk about. But both these coaches, when you look at Marvin Jordan and Matt Franks, they've lived the histories of their programs, two alums, and a chance to raise a banner here if they can just get 2 more wins in Champaign.
Yeah, and they're both alums who decided to go play college basketball, coach elsewhere, and come back to kind of lead their schools and be the face of these programs, both in their Frank's in his third, Jordan in his 4th season, wearing the orange and the maroon. But even going back to the Rams, they were here last year. They had that four-peat. Since 2008, they've had 6 state appearances, including today and this afternoon. They have not, though, in those 6 appearances in the last 20 years, have received a first-place bid. And so that's the hill that they're trying to climb tonight. Everybody's here because they want to win. Everybody's here and going to take home whatever award they get given, but Manual looking to finally climb back to the top of that mountain.
That they are. The Ramilly runs deep. Manual's brought a solid crowd here to Champaign. Easy to spot orange and blue here at State Farm Center. How about orange and black, the Rams colors? And they are lining up at the free throw line just to our left. We're across from the benches, courtside at State Farm Center. Manual's going to wear its home white uniforms with orange numbers and orange trim. Unity in the road maroons with gray side panels, gray numbers, gray letters, Unity across the chest. And we'll meet everyone in the lineup for both teams, including the reserves. We'll also have another performance of our Star-Spangled Banner. And after that, Caden, it's time for tip-off. We're ready to go.
We're ready to go. We're excited to get into the action. And look, Joey, we're ready for a great basketball game, and that's what we're in store for. These two teams have one more game to get to before they're competing for the top of the hill, the championship title of Class 2A. And so this one's going to be a battle because the prize on the other end is the best you can have at the end of the season.
Manual was here last year. Dietrich Richardson was the best player on that team. He just finished a good freshman year at Bradley. Unity, well, they're 8 football players made it to the 3A state title game, but it's rare that Unity's enjoyed this basketball success. We'll see if they can get one win closer to their first state title after the Star-Spangled Banner at State Farm Center. Clutch Sports Media, live for a Class 2A state semifinal. We'll tee it up and get you to tip-off after the national anthem.
As our players and coaches wish each other good luck at half court, the IHSA Board of Directors and member schools expect and promote good sportsmanship.
From State Farm Center in Champaign, Illinois, Clutch Sports Media welcomes you back to a Class 2A state semifinal. Unity and Manual ready to go. Winner moves on to Saturday's state final and a chance at either yet another state championship for the Manual Rams or the first state title in the history of the Unity Rockets program. It would be Farragut out of Chicago or Quincy Notre Dame in the title game, but you got to get there first. Those teams will play after this one's all said and done. Joey Wright, Caden Sexton, our entire Clutch Sports Media crew. Excited to have you along for the ride. Knox Minot taking pictures. John Michael will have a story later. And Caden, we're meeting both teams on the floor right now. The Rams in white and orange, and the Rockets in maroon and gray.
Yeah, and for those of you who haven't seen the Rockets so far this season, we're going to see the twins, Braden Henry and Tyler Henry, really be the anchors of this offense. The two guards, they can do it all. They can facilitate, they can shoot from anywhere on the floor, and they're going to bring it all in what is their second to last game in their high school careers. They're being introduced now along with their fellow teammates. It will be a senior starting five for head coach Matt Franks.
And for the Manual Rams, Reggie Postlethwaite and Josh Humbles, both were big parts of Manual's run here to State Farm Center a year ago. Now they're seniors, and now they're the best leaders Marvin Jordan has.
Yeah, and both of them we just learned are 4.5 GPAs. That is a very big task and accomplishment to hold your head on when you are a student athlete. I mean, when you have to commit yourself to a sport every day of the year, and on top of committing yourself to a sport, you have a 4.5 GPA, that is something you can easily hang your head on. As the Rams now be introduced, again, we just talked about Postlethwaite and Humbles, but they've got a strong lineup around them. Those are the two seniors, but you're going to see Taj Tolliver, you're going to see Jaquan Brown, he's a senior, you're going to see Rico Booker, and this is just a team that up and down, they're able to attack, they're able to run fast, and we're going to see a lot of that today. We're going to see a lot of different guys who have a lot of different skills right there for the Rams.
Public address announcer Tim Sinclair calling out the starters now. You hear him here at State Farm Center for Illinois men's basketball games, as well as Chicago Bulls and Chicago Bears games. Busy man this time of year. Manual starting lineup will be as follows. A 5'9" junior guard, number 2, Taj Tolliver. Reggie Postlethwaite joins him at guard. He is 6'2", also a senior and wears number 5. Jaquan Brown, a 6'4" senior forward, wearing number 10. Josh Humbles, we talked about him, a 6'3" senior forward. He'll wear number 22. Jamel Shipp will wear number 24. And he is a 6'6" senior center. For Unity across the way, Braden Henry. You mentioned him, Caden. He was the hero in a sectional championship game against Teutopolis. Went coast to coast for a buzzer beater with 5 seconds left. He is a 5'10" senior guard. He'll wear number 5. Tyler Henry joins them. They're twins. He's also a 5'10" senior guard wearing number 11. Trey Hogard is a 6'1" senior forward wearing number 12. Colton Langendorf and Dane Eisenmenger, two 6'4" seniors at forward, 30 and 33 respectively. Both were a big part of the Rams, or I should say the Rockets' runner-up finish in the Class 3A football campaign.
Yeah, and let's talk about the fan bases here before we get to tip-off, Joey. This is obviously a state game. Unity is decently close. Peoria and Manual had to drive 90 minutes. One of the conversations we had with both coaches, one of the conversations we've had off air is Unity's going to bring more fans, and they have. We see more maroon out there, but you can almost make the argument that the Manual fans wearing orange and black here are just as, if not louder, than Unity. And that's something that Coach Jordan talked about all season long, is they were going to go out on a Tuesday at a 45-minute road game and think to themselves, all right, guys, the bench is going to have to bring the energy in the arena tonight. We're not going to have the fan support we normally bring. And he walks out, and it's bigger and louder than ever.
We are courtside at State Farm Center, looking at the benches and scorers table. The Manual fans are across from us, behind the Manual bench, which is to our left. pretty much directly across from us. And they've brought a nice contingent down the road from Peoria, about a 90-minute drive. Look over our right shoulder, it's a sea of maroon. Unity's about a 15-minute drive, depending on which of the 5 small towns that make up the school district you're coming from. Tickets went on sale at 8 o'clock Wednesday. By 9:55, Unity's allotment was sold out. Ready to go at State Farm Center. Tip-off seconds away. J-Mail Ship for Manual. And Colton Langendorf for a Unity gonna tip it up. Chris Head, Natine Rao, Rodney Taylor are officials. Manual in the white and orange, Unity in the maroon and gray. Ball's in the air, we're underway at State Farm Center. Rockets win the tip-off, and they get it to Braden Henry. He's double-teamed, now they get it out top. Tyler Henry for 3, left it short. Rebound tipped around, goes back to the top of the key, and Braden Henry, 10 seconds into the game, he loses it at the free throw line. Now Manual dribbling rights. Away from us, stopping in front of the Unity bench. High-low action, up and in for the first points of the game. It's Jaquan Brown on an assist from Humbles.
Rams are bringing a full court pressure. They're making sure that their man-to-man defense gets to you before the ball gets to you, applying a lot of pressure early.
Rockets cross the timeline. In trouble is Braden Henry. Gives it up, finds Dane Eisenmenger, Unity's quarterback. He'll play for Central Missouri in the fall. Handoff out top to Braden Henry. Dribble drive right, goes up, gets fouled off the right block. Free throws coming for the Rockets, 7:13 for the first quarter. They trail 2-0.
It was a good, smart drive there by Henry to go down low. He saw a lane, and the Manual Rams made the right play. They fouled him before he can get to the hoop. He was driving for a long time there, Joey. They knew he was coming, and so they stopped Braden, the first-team all-conference player, before he was able to really get a clean shot off and make him now shoot at the free throw line with the Manual fans in his face.
And Unity has its first points in a state final game. Since 2002, Henry got the first to go, averages just a tick over 9 points per game, has played 34 of the Rockets' 35 games, and he got the second free throw to tie it, 7-12 for the first, 2 apiece. The Rams take it across midcourt. Dribbling to our right, Taj Tolliver has it out top of the key. They go to the right wing, and Jaquan Brown, they've yet to penetrate. Now they do. To the elbow, down to the low wing, and losing it out of bounds, Ship. Got bumped into by Langendorf. Langendorf forces the turnover.
Yeah, Langendorf just held his ground there. He really didn't have to do much extra with his arms or his body other than just stay where he was, the first-team all-conference forward, proving what makes the impact in a game like this.
Eisenmenger has it out top, 6:45 for the first, tied in the early stages. Langendorf, or rather Eisenmenger, dribbles right, gets to the block, puts it up and in, and Unity leads 4-2.
Yeah, Eisenmenger got the inside of his defender, so when he tried to back him down, there was not much that Manual could do other than just put their hands up and hope.
Tolliver for the Rams, right wing, picked up by Braden Henry. Pass to the right, and Humbles. Humbles centers it between the rings and Postlewaite. Postlewaite to the left wing, and Taj Tolliver. Tolliver passes behind him to Brown. Brown dribbles to the right elbow, pass left wing for a 3, knocking it down, Taj Tolliver to put the Rams back out in front, 5-4.
That was a perfect swish is what they call it when you're playing backyard hoops. Tolliver hovering around that arc the whole time, but able to make the right shot attempt.
Rams by a point, 2 minutes into the game. Unity driving from the right baseline, stepping back and scoring from 10 feet out. Counted for Trey Hogard. Big-time senior for the Rockets, and they lead by a point. Stopping low wing for Manual, now kicking it out top, 3 on the way. That one won't go. Brown didn't have another one, but it's tipped out of bounds off of Braden Henry. Unity will be the first team to the bench. Mason O'Neill, who his teammates say is the most serious one on the team, checks in. A lot of great coverage of the Unity Rockets in the pages of the News Gazette the last few days. Matt Daniels and Zach Pyatt. Rams get it in out top. And a handoff pass to Taj Tolliver. 5:30 for the first quarter. Rams leading, or I should say trailing by a point, pardon me, 6-5. Tolliver, 5'9" junior guard. Pass to the left wing. Scanning is Humbles. Humbles now on a pass to Brown. Brown to his right and Tolliver on the wing. Between the circles, Humbles gets it back. 5:10. No shot clock. These are the last 2 games. These teams will play without one. Now they get it to Tolliver. He sets it in motion to the free throw line. Gives it up behind him. Humbles tries to drive. He has to give it up. Pass to the left elbow to Ship. And Ship turns behind him, hands it to Reggie Postlewhite. He slows it down. Listen to this crowd, 450 for the first. And the Rams are in no hurry. Down by a point, down to the block, up short, rebound, falls to Unity. Eisenmenger comes away with it. Eisenmenger's lead pass stolen. Rams get it back. Postlewhite taking it across midcourt. He finds Tolliver. Tolliver to the block, and it'll fall. He gets an assist, and Brown put it in from under the hoop.
Out of all that confusion, the one note I'll make is Humbles stayed back on that offensive drive to tuck his shoelaces in on the left foot. He was about to trip himself in that quick transition, and so he decided to take an offensive rest.
Rams 7, Rockets 6. The rest paid off, and the Rams have a 1-point lead. Langendorf, left wing for Unity. Tough defense here. Ship is all over him. Pass to the left block, intercepted. Taking it ahead is Postlewhite, 2-on-2. Pass underneath the basket, and a right-handed layup for Jaquan Brown.
Yeah, that last drive, Unity would not let the Rams penetrate the paint. They were going to be okay with them taking a three, but not a drive. That time made it look very easy.
Rams lead by a possession, 9-6. Unity puts the ball on the floor. Rams force another turnover, and contact at midcourt as the Rams look to set up their possession. Unity wasn't making it easy, and diving in there was Tyler Henry for the foul to take us to immediate timeout with 3:38 to play in the first.
Yeah, there's nothing really that Tyler Henry there can do. The ball was a loose one on the court. He tried to dive to grab it so that his team could get a possession, and right as he did, Manuel picked it up, and so he kind of just fell into the guy's ankles. And in that situation, you have to just say, all right, I made the aggressive play, I tried my hardest, and just shake it off, work for the next one.
Plenty of turnovers early in this one. Plenty of scoring, too. Manuel leads at 9-6. Immediate timeout. We'll keep it right here with 3:38 left in the first quarter. Joey Wright, Caden Sexton. Glad you're listening to Clutch Sports Media's coverage of an IHSA Class 2A Final Four game. Winner will play Farragut or Quincy Notre Dame on Saturday for a state title. 6 points for Jaquan Brown and 3 points for Taj Tolliver, leading Manuel to this point. Brown's hit 3 of his 4 field goal attempts. Unity's 2 of 3 from the field. Dane Eisenmenger, Braden Henry have scored. Plus, Hogard scored.
Yes, and Joey, spreading the ball around has been something both these teams have done early, but the 4 turnovers of Tolono Unity, this Manuel team they knew was going to be the running Rams. They're going to go and try and match you up and down the floor. They're going to try and gas you out and keep applying the pressure, applying the exhaustion, and keep fighting and making you make those mistakes like those 4 turnovers that we saw. If you're Tolono Unity, you play defense better than a lot of teams have against this Rams team. You did not allow their aggressive players to make drives and moves on you in the paint. Don't worry about those 4 turnovers. That's going to happen when you play a team this aggressive. You just need to lock it down. You need to continue playing the defense you have, and you need to, on offense, just take the shots when you have them. It's an early game.
Yeah, plenty of time left. Manuel's taken 4. Or I should say made 4 of its 6 shots. Unity's 2 of 3 from the field. And Manuel gets it out of the timeout here. Dribbling to the right is Tolliver. Tolliver on a handoff to Postlewhite, right wing. Now he goes across the court and finds Rico Booker. The sophomore is fresh into the game at the dead ball. Rams have to get it back out. Postlewhite on the right wing. They haven't showed a lot of tempo. 3:15 here for the quarter. And we've seen some long possessions out of the Rams. Now Postlewhite dribbles right. He's picked up by Henry, Tyler Henry, and now Braden Henry switches as the Rams get a pass to Tolliver. Tolliver dribbles left, still outside the 3-point line, and now he'll drive to the right elbow and pull up a jumper that falls, and coming in to try and clean it up was Josh Humbles, and they will wave off the basket because Humbles came in and interfered with it, say the officials, while it was on its way down. That's an unforced error for Manuel.
Yeah, Jordan's going to talk to the third official on the other end of the floor, but you have to admit that that was a foul. He grabbed onto the basket while it was still swishing around and moved the whole hoop. I mean, these are not nailed down to the ground. And look, that's a foul, and unfortunately for Manuel, that's a point that they just gave away.
Rockets now dribbling in front of us here, trailing by 3 points, 2:44 the first. Trey Hogard has it right wing, passes to a cutting Braden Henry all the way to the rack, but he missed it. Rebound cleared by the Rams. Taking it across is Postlethwaite. Free throw line, drives all the way to the rim and got it to go. Rams lead it at 11-6 with 2:20 to play in the first. Unity crossing the 10-second line. Langendorf has it, kicks to Hogard for a three in the corner, and that one's short. It'll be a manual rebound, but they give it up, down to the block, up and in. Capitalizing on the turnover is Unity's Mason O'Neal. Right place, right time. 3-point game again.
Yeah, smart play by O'Neal. He knew that it was going to be a quick transition, so he kind of stayed where he was in a passing lane of Manuel and able to just take that ball away.
Minute 55 for Q1. Rams lead it 11-8, and they've got it on the right wing. Now a pass to the left, and Postlethwaite will attack. Dribble drive. Couldn't get it. And the rebound's going to be brought in by Manuel. It was loose, and it was tipped to the corner, and Postlethwaite. They get it to the block, but no action there. Missed field goal from Humbles. And Unity, with 90 seconds left in the first, could tie with the three. Braden Henry has it, drives past his man Tolliver, gets to the left block, and that'll be a foul. Caden, was it on the floor or on the shot? I think they'll call it on the shot.
They're calling it on the shot, but going back to the last possession, Postlethwaite doing a complete dive to keep that ball in play. I mean, these Rams were here on this floor last year. They had the chance to go to the championship game and lost. They had a chance to win third, and they lost. They're here not seeking revenge, but redemption. They're here to rewrite history. They're here to just improve on what they have done in the past, and they just want to be able to host that trophy this season.
Henry got the first, and the second one rattles in. It's a 1-point game in Champaign. Manuel, I would say, has struggled since 1997. Struggled by Manuel standards. They've been in the big dance several times, but haven't won the big one. This group looking to change that. Manuel, one of the storied programs in Illinois high school basketball history. Minute 5 for the quarter. Out top, Tolliver. Tolliver kicking to the corner, open three, cashing it in is Humbles. There wasn't a man within 10 feet of him.
No, and I think Humbles didn't want to shoot it. I think he thought about driving, and then he just looked around, saw nobody close to him, nobody contesting him, and he took a three from beyond the blue line here, which is where the Illini shoot from.
Henry to his brother, picks up the assist. Tyler Henry, a deep three, would have been good from the college line.
Yeah, I was just talking about a deep three. That one was deeper.
Manuel missing a shot on the other end from 15 feet out. Wouldn't go for Rico Booker. Manuel with Unity with 28 seconds left in the quarter could take a lead. They trail 14-13. Eisenmenger stopping at the left wing, just a foot inside the perimeter. Pass to the left corner. And Tyler Henry, 14 for the quarter. Out top, Hogard. Hogard driving to the free throw line, spinning, stepping through traffic, and scoring. Unity leads, 8 to play in the frame. Manuel looking for the half-court line. They get it in, driving all the way to the backcourt. Shot blocked as the horn sounds. And Unity will carry a 15-14 edge into the second quarter. What a game it's been so far.
It's been an exciting game, both offense and defense from each side. Even there, with 8 seconds left, I didn't imagine that Manuel would get a decent shot attempt. They got all the way to the paint, and then Unity finally put up that wall, stopped them from having a clean attempt, and that ball went behind the hoop. I mean, this has been exactly what we were hoping for, a very tight ball game, and one that you don't know by the time we are at 32 minutes who's going to walk away and play tomorrow for the title.
29 total points, and these teams separated by a point with 24 minutes left. I would say in one team's season, whoever loses tonight is back late tonight. Game probably won't tip off before 9 o'clock. They'll play for third. The loser of Chicago, Farragut, and Quincy Notre Dame will be back as well. No one wants to play in a third-place game.
No, and it's not about the fact that you're getting third. It's about the fact that you were that close to being in the title, to being able to take the gold or the silver. And on top of it, because of the new change in the IHSA format, as you just mentioned, you've got to play that third-place game tonight, almost having a doubleheader in baseball terms, except you'll have the 3-4 hour rest.
Yeah, a lot of these guys play, of course, the AAU circuits and the summer circuits and club ball. They're used to playing however many games they need to in a day, especially in the summer months. But You don't get that a lot during your high school season, and been a lot of talk about those third-place games, but it's so tough to turn around, although good opportunity to end your season on a high note. But one of these teams is 24 minutes away from a state title game.
No, absolutely, and as you even just said, it's so hard to turn around and do it, but you have to kind of just wash away all that disappointment that you're not playing for a title to be able to get back on that floor and try and win and end that positive note. But look, these two teams are both proving exactly why they are here. A 24-game winning streak for the Rockets, just 2 losses, and they both came to the same team who ended up losing, who they ended up beating in the regional rounds to get here tonight, or today, this afternoon, however you phrase it time-wise. It's a nice 2:30 tip-off, Joey. But Manual, I mean, coming out of the Big 12, you've had to play a lot of strong teams, and in the 8 teams that beat them, besides one team that lost in the regional, now I'm blanking on who that was, everybody made it to a sectional game that beat the Rams this season.
Absolutely, and looking at what the Rams have done their last 14 games, they've won 11 of them, and they've not lost since February 3rd at Peoria, and that was a close game to a good Lions team, and that's a crosstown rivalry. You know how those go. And Manuel's got it now as we start the second quarter, driving to our right, and a pass intercepted by Dane Eisenmenger in the paint, but he has it stolen away, and Tolliver gets to the rack for a layup. Manuel leads.
Yeah, I watched Manuel's game against Johnsburg, and that was something I saw a lot, was Tolliver on the wrong side of the half court, making that steal and just having the nice, easy layup.
Eisenmenger has it right wing, high-low pass, and Langendorf, the quarterback, connects with the big tight end. Got it to go.
Yeah, Langendorf leads the team, 11.9 points a game and 7.5 rebounds a night. First team all-conference, the quarterback does it all.
Going to play at Central Missouri next fall. Down to the block, Manuel has a shot blocked. It's Postlethwaite, has it blocked again. 7:07 for the frame. Hogard somehow hauls in a contested pass, driving up the left sideline. He drives all of the way to the block, and he's fouled. 7:26, make it 7:03 for the frame here, and Unity's lead is 17-16. They have a chance to build on that as Hogard goes to the line for 2.
I'll put it like this, Joey. A lot of Manual fans are putting their 2 arms out and making a hug motion, except they're straight across. In other words, they didn't like that whistle. But even going back before the whistle, Trey Hogard, as you said, the pass was a little bit behind him to where Manuel would have had the edge of taking that steal, and instead he used his extra effort, he used his body, and he was able to kind of over the top moss him to be able to just take that ball and get that layup.
Yeah, an incredibly athletic play from Hogard, who comes in averaging 8, 4, and 1. If you round, that's his slash line. Missed the second free throw after making the first, but a Manual foul, and Unity's going to inbound it from the baseline. Dane Eisenmenger, as he scans the floor, is just to the left of the basket. 7 minutes for the second quarter. Unity leads it 18-16. Inbounding underneath the basket to O'Neal is fouled, and he'll go to the line.
Yeah, it looked like a clean block there from Jaquan Brown, but then there was some extra effort. I couldn't tell if it was Booker or if it was Ship, but that extra effort, the guy who came in as the secondary defender, made a little bit too much contact for the referee's approval.
And O'Neal got the first free throw to go. It's a 3-point lead, 19-16, 7:01 for the second quarter. Mason O'Neal catching up this week with News Gazette sports editor Matt Daniels as he hits the second free throw. Matt's daily pitch. His Askin athlete said he would dine with Michael Jordan, Kawhi Leonard, and Nolan Arenado if he had the choice of 3 people to have dinner with. And he likes the TV show Suits.
What a fun combination there.
Absolutely. Manuel dribbling from left to right. Now crossing midcourt is Taj Tolliver. Tolliver passing to the right wing. Percy Norris is in the game. Norris got it to Postlethwaite. Postlethwaite's pass to the paint is intercepted. Unity forcing another turnover. Hogard driving to the right wing, picks up his dribble. He's in trouble. He's guarded by Ship. He gets it out top to O'Neal. O'Neal to the free throw line. Floater is short. Rebound comes down to Manuel. Postlethwaite chugs ahead. Postlethwaite loses it through traffic. Gets it back, takes it to the right corner, kicks it out. 3 on the way for Rico Booker. Wide to the left. Rebound brought in for Unity. And Braden Henry. And Henry will dribble it up. Rockets slow it down a little bit.
You're not getting full court pressed. Play your own game. Allow yourself to get those development lanes.
Hogard on a cut to the right block, missed his layup, but Eisenmenger there to clean it up in the putback. 22-16 is Unity's lead. 5:58 and the Rams take a timeout. Marvin Jordan not thrilled with what he's seen here in the second quarter. Unity's on a 7-2 run since the frame began.
Yes.
2 minutes have gone by in the second quarter.
Oh, and as you said, 7-2 run, the Rams, they haven't been making mistakes. It's just the one slip-up that they have that Tolono Unity is able to capitalize on. Those fouls that they shouldn't be fouling. They're correct fouls, it's just they shouldn't be committing them. Then, later on, those lanes, they opened up in a sliver, and Tolono Unity, as good of a team as they are, just took advantage of it and hit the ground running. It's not anything against what the Rams have done. They're playing their own game. They just haven't been able to be on the right side of their own game the last couple minutes.
Manuel here in the second quarter is shooting, get him in front of me here, 1 of 4, and Unity not that much better from the field. They're 2 of 4, but the key is Unity's gotten to the free throw line twice and made 3 of its 4 attempts.
Yeah, and 7 for 8 on the game from the charity stripe. It's something where you don't want to have to talk about free throws, especially not on a broadcast, but those can honestly make an impact, whether in a win or in a loss. And so it's about capitalizing on the attempts that you get, and if you're the defensive team, preventing those unnecessary fouls that kind of gift your opponent some free points.
5's on the floor right now. Tolliver, Postlethwaite, Brown, Humbles, and Ship for Manuel. They've got it on the high right wing. Henry, Hogard, Langendorf, Eisenmenger for Unity. Manuel goes to the left wing. 5:45 to play here in the second quarter. Trailing, if you're just joining us, by 6 points, 22-16. They've yet to penetrate. Now Booker sends a pass to the free throw line, but Jamel Ship couldn't bring it in, or I should say he couldn't make his shot. He handled the pass just fine. Unity rebound, and O'Neal bringing it ahead. It's stolen away. Here goes Postlethwaite for a layup. Makes it a 4-point game, 22-18 with 5:20 for the half.
Yeah, Postlethwaite kind of just looked at O'Neal's dribble and said, I'll take one of those, put his hand in there, just like we're seeing now by Ship.
Langendorf brings it across midcourt for Unity, drives all the way to the low post, and it's blocked away by Postlethwaite. Sent it fly into the band. I believe that's the Princeton High School band to our left behind the basket. Supplying the tunes today. You have to give up the foul ball, though, in basketball. You can't keep it.
Fortunately, we only got 1 or 2 of those, so we got to give it back.
Manuel trying to start a run of its own. Unity started the quarter with a 7-2 edge. Manuel scored the last time down. Handoff to Rico Booker. Booker to Postlethwaite. I should say Manuel scored the last basket. Unity did force a stop the last time down. Percy Norris has it. Alley-oop pass to Postlethwaite on the left block. He's coming down with it and couldn't go back up. Instead, he finds his man on a pass. Jamel Ship in the paint. 2-point game, 22-20. 4:35 for the second.
Yeah, the height in the paint from Langendorf and Eisenmenger really makes you look like towers down there, and that the Rams aren't going to be able to get a clean shot off. But their athleticism, their speed, it really allows some good attempts.
5-second violation.
And a 5-second violation against Unity. Someone was in the post too long. Colton Langendorf calling something out to Dane Eisenmenger. They're trying to get on the same page. Manuel could take the lead. 4:20 to play for the second. 22-20. Ball in the hands of Taj Tolliver. Calls out a play. He's picked up by Braden Henry. Dribbles it out top. Sends a pass high left wing. And Norris to Postlethwaite. Postlethwaite to the left, Enrico Booker drives, gives it up. Percy Norris from the left wing drives to the free throw line. Left a shot too strong. Rebound came right to him at the free throw line. Pass down low to Booker on the left block, couldn't get it to go. Full court pass to Tyler Henry, and he goes up with the left block and couldn't get it, but a putback for his brother Braden. Unity by 4.
Rams trying to move quickly here, but that was a beautiful play. The Twins know what's going to happen from each other. Beautiful spin move, beautiful shot, and then a beautiful finish by the twin brother Braden, the first team all-conference.
3.5 to play here in the first half. Manuel pulling up at the free throw line. Tolliver had a shot impacted by Langendorf. Did a nice job of closing out. Out of bounds. Last touch, they say, by Unity. And so Manuel will inbound underneath the Unity basket. A good chance to score after the media timeout with 3:21 to play in the second.
You know, Joey, I'm not a coach, and so I don't want anybody to think I'm sounding like a coach. But both Manuel a little bit more, but both these teams, they've been taking a lot of these deep mid-ranges, and I think I've only seen one go in. We've seen a lot of success from the three-point line. I mean, three-point lines for Unity, 1 for 3. For Manuel, 2 for 4. Those are strong numbers if you ask me early on in a contest. And when you drive, you are making great attempts, and if you don't make it, 9 times out of 10, these guys are getting their own rebounds. And so these long mid-ranges that are really just ending drives are going to be the death of one of these two teams if I had to make a prediction.
Well, you look at both these coaches, Caden, so much success, and I mentioned at the top, both these coaches have lived the histories of their school. When you look at Manuel on the boys basketball side, you talk so much about the storied tradition. Marvin Jordan graduated in 2010, went on to play at Niagara, played in 2 state finals when he was a player, runner-ups both times in 2008 and 2010. Derek Booth was the Rams coach back in those days, and Matt Franks just missed out on the 2001-2002 run. He graduated in 2000. Also played football for Coach Scott Hamilton. And for Marvin Jordan, he's back at his alma mater, as is Franks. Franks also had stops at Shelbyville, Tuscola, and Morton. And Zach Pyatt detailing Matt Franks' career in the pages of the News Gazette this week. His dad, Larry, is the mayor of Philo, one of the towns that feeds into the district. More on Franks in a second, as Manuel gets the ball in with 3:20 to play, trailing by 4. They get it out top to Tolliver. Tolliver shades to the left. He's picked up by Braden Henry. And now they get it to Reggie Postlethwaite. He drives left, and the window is kind. He banks in a layup. 2-point game with 3 minutes to play until the halftime break.
Yeah, this Rams team, they're playing with a lot of aggression right now. We can see it once again on the press. We see it on these drives. That's the running Rams we know and love.
Langendorf wants a 3 in the corner for Unity. Clinks short off the iron. He follows his shot, gets his rebound, almost had it knocked away, kicks to the left corner, and that 3 won't go for Tyler Henry. But another rebound for Unity, and the putback for Trey Hogard. 26-22, 2:30 for the half.
Yeah, Unity's not willing to give up. They're going to fight even harder for their offensive than these defensive rebounds. They are not trying to let Manuel creep in on any of their offensive attacks.
Manuel gets a bucket on the other end. Taj Tolliver takes it to the hoop, and a short floater falls. Back to a 2-point game. 2:10 for the half. Eisenmenger across the timeline, and a timeout called by Matt Franks. It'll be a 30-second timeout. Just one more point on Matt Franks, Caden. He grew up going to Unity games. His father played at Unity. Matt went to North Central College, as well as Eastern Illinois. And so, 2 coaches that obviously know how much this would mean to both their communities.
Yeah, they've both been around the block for a minute, then they decided to come back. And I think that's what makes it so special, is that you saw the different pastures and you said, no, I want to be here. I mean, I remember Matt Franks said that his dream job as a kid was coaching Tolono Unity. And he's got that job after going and having a couple other coaching positions in the state. You look at Marvin Jordan, this isn't a program that he's built. It's a very historic program that he's just trying to keep alive, and I recognize that he's brought his own brand to it, but that what's more important for him is that he just keeps this tradition and this momentum going. State
title would go a long way for the Rams. Unity out of the inbound. They get it into Braden Henry, and he scores. Unity leads at 28-24, minute 55. Booker for Manuel. Contested, won't fall from 6 feet out. Eisenmenger, the Unity rebounds. And a hard screen, Langendorf leveled Booker. No whistle, they play on. Eisenmenger has it out top, kick to the corner, driving Braden Henry. Picks it up, pass to his brother on the left corner, and he can't get a 3 to go. Still loose. Rebounds tough to come by in this one. Ball's been on the floor a lot of the game. They'll say it's out of bounds, and Manuel will take over with the full length of the court to drive.
Yeah, that was a no-look pass from brother to brother, and a lot of these Unity guys are shooting from the blue line, trying to show whatever Illini scouts are in the arena that they can make them from the college level too.
Yeah, 2 3-point lines here at Lou Henson Court, on Lou Henson Court. The blue is where the college teams shoot for, and there's a white one maybe 3 feet inside. That's the high school line. Shot from the blue line won't go for Manuel, but the Rams an offensive rebound, going to work in the low post, and the foul for Jamel Shipp. And he could make it, Caden, he could make it a 1-point game if he hits the free throw with 1:06 for the second.
Yeah, Shipp just backing down his opponent down low in the post. He was able to get the inside edge of the basket, and at that point you just don't want to foul, because you know if you're behind him, odds of you just trying to block and swat from behind are very low. But that time foul didn't mean much as he missed it.
But he couldn't get the free throw to go. Unity got the rebound, but Hogard had it ripped away by Postlethwaite as he crossed midcourt. Manuel's got it. Manuel almost lost it, but Tolliver gets the loose ball out top, finds Booker. Booker gives it back to Tolliver out top, and Tolliver will slow it down. He dribbles back to the orange and blue eye at midcourt. 40 seconds left for the half. Braden Henry guards him, but he's given him about 5 feet of space. Tolliver dribbles right. 30 seconds left. He gives it up to his left in Postlethwaite. Tyler Henry giving Postlethwaite plenty of space. He's a step or two north of the timeline at midcourt. High perimeter here for the Rams. 15 seconds for the half. They give it to Percy Norris on the right side. And Marvin Jordan with 11.9 on the clock will take a timeout. I think that was by design, just to give it 10 seconds and then get into a set on the inbound here.
Yeah, I think that was by design, Joey, but even go back to the start of that play. Unity had a really strong trap in the corner. Manuel barely able to get out of it, and then they were very content with either calling the timeout at 10 or just letting this clock go all the way down and make the shot with only trailing by 2, the last shot of this half. There, you saw Percy Norris. He kind of not trapped, but the Unity defenders decided to attack him, trying to get a steal. So that's when Jordan quickly called timeout. So it could have been a design, could have been just Jordan trying to stay on top of it and not let a play blow up and get out of proportion going into halftime.
11.9 seconds until we get to that point. 28-26 is Unity's lead. Manuel will inbound. On the sideline we're on, and they'll do it. About 3/4 of the way down. High right wing inbound to the free throw line, kick to the corner, and Booker's going to take a deep 2. It's short. Unity rebound. Breaking free is Henry. He gets the pass on the left block. Shot blocked. Manuel gets it back, and a half-court shot ran out of time. And that possession was indicative of how things have gone. It's been tough for both teams to hold on to the ball. Unity 28, Manuel 26 at a 12-minute halftime break. What a half.
What a half, and what a statement there to end the half by Reggie Postlethwaite. He stood strong, stood tall, and just swatted that ball away. He made a great defensive play a second beforehand. Then once Manuel was able to once Tolono Unity was able to recollect the ball, Postlethwaite said one more time, no, and swatted that ball down to get that big block. And that was a tone setter going into halftime, especially if you're the Rams down 2.
28-26. Rams will look to make some adjustments. I'm sure Unity will as well. And they've yet to start the clock here as the Unity cheerleaders and Manuel cheerleaders are underneath the basket to our left, getting ready for a halftime routine, and Marvin Jordan has yet to finish his TV interview, and so they'll let him get that taken care of and then start the clock to give both teams an equal playing field. And we'll take a break here with them, 2-minute break, and then we'll be back to break down what a first half it was. Rockets have it by 2 points. Still anyone's game. We're 16 minutes away from knowing who the first qualifier for an IHSA Class 2A state title game will be. Don't go anywhere. Live coverage of a Class 2A state semifinal at State Farm Center. Back after this, you're listening to Clutch Sports Media.
The last class of the day for my student athletes isn't English, science, or math. It's school sports, where the #1 priority is teaching, just like every other classroom. As their coach, I help them grow as leaders and become better people. preparing them for the game and, more importantly, for life. That's why the best wins are the lessons they learn, which will impact them long after their playing days are over. Encourage your student to participate in school sports.
This message presented by the IHSA and the Illinois Athletic Directors Association.
Come on, Liam, let's go! Get open! Come on, go for it! Wake up! Wake up, Liam! Oh, come on, use your head! Gotta want it! Dominate!
There he goes again. Liam's dad yelling from the stands, trying to relive his glory days.
I know. We're just trying to have fun out here and play with our friends. Like, it's not that deep.
He seriously needs to get a grip.
Does he really think he's helping Liam play better?
I feel bad for Liam. I know he's embarrassed his dad ruins every game like this. I mean, I would be too.
Someone needs to tell him this isn't about him.
Yeah, stop trying to coach from the stands and just cheer.
That's what Liam wants.
That's what we all want.
Be your student's biggest fan, not their biggest critic. This message presented by the IHSA and the Illinois Athletic Directors Association.
Game day in my house is everything. I get out of class, I grab my gear, and get to the game because I can't wait. And my dad, he does the same thing. He's an official here in Illinois. He makes the tough calls, stays cool under pressure, and knows ball like nobody else. I want to be just like him. You can too. Sign up at highschoolofficials.com.
Back at State Farm Center in Champaign, Clutch Sports Media bringing you live coverage of a Class 2A state semifinal. Unity leading Manual by 2 points. It's halftime, a 28-26 score. Joey Wright and Caden Sexton. Caden, I look at the second half. This one, easy to say in a 2-point game, but it really feels like it could go either way.
Yeah, and and in the first, 15-14 by Tolono Unity. Now we're going into halftime, 28-26. It's just been a point to separate each of the first 2 8-minute frames we've had here. And there isn't really anybody running away, obviously, in the total score, but even in the box score, nobody having more than 4 points individually for either side there in the first half. This has been a really great contest where both teams are showing off what makes them special and what makes their program special. I mean, the Rams are known for being the team that's going to run up and down the floor and going to be aggressive with you on offense and defense and not let anything up. We've seen that to the highest level. We've seen Tolono Unity not give up, go after those offensive rebounds, shoot those threes, make those defensive stands in the paint like anybody in the state could. And again, this is a Class 2A matchup, and these are two of the best programs in the whole state who are showing off why they're here tonight. It's been a great first 16. Joey, I can't wait for the last 16.
I can't either, and I don't think there are a lot of people in this building that can. I mentioned the crowds at the top of the show. It only took about 2 hours for Unity's allotment of 150 all-session tickets to sell out on Wednesday morning. They didn't have school because of a power outage, and that canceled a planned pep rally, but I know Brian Cardinal, NBA, had a long career in the NBA and started Purdue. Unity's most famous alum, you could argue. He gave the team a pep talk earlier this week, and certainly more than 150 tickets have sold for Unity here. These fans have made the short trip from the 5 small towns that make up that school district, and they are over our right shoulder as we sit courtside here next to Lou Henson Court. And for Manual, too, I see a lot of orange and blacks concentrated behind their bench. And, Manual is one of those storied programs we talk about. One of the top 5 or top 10 teams, in terms of IHSA basketball history, and the four-peat in the 90s, and all the players that have come through. You talk about, the names like Williams, and certainly they've made some fans statewide, during those runs. And I would think there are some people that maybe got the Thursday off of work here locally and decided to come check this one out, just with the local interest and the statewide interest that Manual attracts.
Yeah, and I think as you said, Manual, they travel. They're a historic program that has a lot of support throughout Century, but even if they show up with 10, if they show up with 100, they sound like 1,000. I mean, for every one Manual fan, it sounds like there's 5. And that's something that you could argue would give them an edge, but you look at Tolono Unity, and they're at the half-court line on this side, past the half-court line on the other end, wearing maroon. I honestly believe, Joey, that the argument could be made that nobody else will have as many fans at today, tomorrow, or the championship than Tolono Unity will bring, and it gives them a lot of advantage that they're only 15 minutes away, depending on which town you're from, but doesn't change the fact that they came in their numbers, they came in their support, and they made it showed every time that there was a bucket or every time there was a defensive stand by the Rockets in that first half.
Yeah, they are, I would say, in earnest in sections 238 through, yeah, you're right, they go probably all the way over to 202 behind us. A lot of State Farm Center's 200 level. And yeah, that local interest, I will say I've heard a lot of folks statewide talking about tomorrow's Bennett and DePaul prep game. 1 versus 2 in 4A, and a lot of interest there. So we'll see how many people turn out for that. But certainly if Unity's able to make it back to Saturday, that's going to be a huge crowd of maroon and gray here at the home of Fighting Illini basketball. Want to sneak in one more break? And then we're back to the finish line. You're listening to a Class 2A state semifinal. Unity leading Manual 28-26 at halftime. We're back for the second half next on ClutchSportsIL.com.
The last class of the day for my student athletes isn't English, science, or math. It's school sports, where the #1 priority is teaching, just like every other classroom. As their coach, I help them grow as leaders and become better people, preparing them for the game and, more importantly, for life. That's why the best wins are the lessons they learn, which will impact them long after their playing days are over. Encourage your student to participate in school sports.
This message presented by the IHSA and the Illinois Athletic Directors Association.
Come on, Liam, let's go! Get open! Come on, go for it! Wake up! Wake up, Liam! Oh, come on, use your head! Gotta want it! Dominate!
There he goes again. Liam's dad yelling from the stands, trying to relive his glory days.
I know, we're just trying to have fun out here and play with our friends, like it's not that deep.
He seriously needs to get a grip.
Does he really think he's helping Liam play better?
I feel bad for Liam. I know he's embarrassed his dad wins every game like this. I mean, I would be too.
Someone needs to tell him this isn't about him.
Yeah, stop trying to coach from the stands and just cheer.
That's what Liam wants.
That's what we all want.
Be your student's biggest fan, not their biggest critic. This message presented by the IHSA and the Illinois Athletic Directors Association.
Game day in my house is everything. I get out of class, I grab my gear, and get to the game because I can't wait. And my dad, he does the same thing. He's an official here in Illinois. He makes the tough calls, stays cool under pressure, and knows ball like nobody else. I want to be just like him. You can too. Sign up at highschoolofficials.com.
Back in Champaign at State Farm Center, Joey Wright and Caden Sexton bringing you live coverage of a Class 2A state semifinal. Unity and Manual going at it here at the home of Illinois basketball. 28-26 is Unity's lead. The hometown Rockets have brought a great crowd to Champaign, and they are 16 minutes away from taking down a state powerhouse in Manual. We mentioned Manual's not won a state title since 1997, but they've been in the big dance plenty since that championship, which represented the last of a four-peats. Those were Class AA state titles back in the old two-class system, so they were even harder to win. But since then, they've been in the state tournament 5 times, and the best they've done is second twice, both when Coach Marvin Jordan was playing in 2008 and 2010. Caden, can they get to their first state championship since 2010?
Well, it's a 2-point game, so I think the answer to that question is a yes. It just depends, how do you start this second half? I mean, yes, you got 16 minutes to play, but if one of these teams falls flat right here to start, it could be the momentum switch the other needs to run away with this contest. Look, I talked a lot about threes. I talked a lot about points down low in that first half. Emmanuel scored 26. Out of their 26, 20 points in the paint. The other 6 were 2 threes. And so they were really dominant down low, not really dominant anywhere else out there on the floor. And so if you're, I know that Coach Marvin Jordan isn't crazy into looking at the stats, but if you read that stat, you have to immediately ask yourself, if you're Emmanuel, all right, do we capitalize on that, or do we try and get everything else hot, since that's what they know we're dominating in? If you're Tolono Unity, no matter what the answer to the question is for Manuel, you have to continue to lock down the post for the last 16 to earn a win.
Rebounding edge, 16-11 for Unity. Unity's never won a game in the state finals. And by the way, when I say state finals, I'm just referring to the semifinals and championship game. I know there's some discussion about what exactly constitutes a trip to state. Is it a super sectional game? I'm not getting into all that. I'm just talking about Final Four games. Unity's never won one. Lost in the third place game in 2002 to Bureau Valley, 64-55, and lost to Heron in the preceding semifinal. They will start the second half with the ball. Dane Eisenmenger is just to our right. We've mentioned, though, Caden, Unity's used to these big games. They've got 8 football players on the team, a team that was a few yards away from winning a Class 3A state title back in November. So they know what these moments are like, and it's also a lot warmer in here than it was on that night at ISU.
Yeah, and being conditioned for the big moment is going to give them an advantage. It's the same advantage that Manuel has, having been on this floor last year playing for the Class 2A state game. Let's see whose experience can prevail in the last 16.
Rockets get it in. They get it down to Trey Hogard on the second half's first possession. He lost it. Rams come away with the steal, and they get it up to Josh Humbles, who pulls up from the elbow and ties it up at 28, 20 seconds into the half.
Yeah, Hogard moving a little slow here. Interesting thing to keep an eye on, but Manuel applying pressure early.
10 seconds into a possession for Unity. Eisenmenger on the right elbow, picks it up, fires a pass left. Hogard driving to the left block, shot blocked by Humbles, and it will go out of bounds. It was heading toward the tunnel behind the Unity bench. Tolliver picked it up and kept it in, but that was well after it went out of bounds. So Eisenmenger will inbound. Unity now driving to our right, and Manuel to the left. Unity's got it in front of its bench. They get it into Colton Langendorf. And Langendorf on a handoff pass to Eisenmenger gets to the free throw line and gets a floater from the Big Ten logo, just shy, or just inside the free throw line. If I could talk, Manuel sends a full court pass wide into the photographers.
Yeah, that was just moving too quick and not being aware. They had a big block from Postal Weight to end the first half. The first offensive drive there for Unity. They're able to get another big block from the other leader in Humbles, and Tolono Unity did exactly what it needed to. It clawed back, it got the bucket, and then it forced a mistake by the Rams the next time they got a ball to really not have any luck at a possession.
6:50 for the third quarter. Rockets by 2 to Langendorf. Underneath the basket, left side, gets it off the glass and in. 4-point lead for Unity. Rams quickly bringing it ahead. Here's Tolliver. Picked up by Braden Henry. Now they get it to Josh Humbles. Humbles gives it up left to Tolliver. Tolliver drives, free throw line, Big Ten logo. Won't go, and a jump ball is going to be called. Or no, they're going to call a manual foul, pardon me, on the rebound. That was a physical play.
Yeah, I kind of, like you, were a little confused if they were going to call foul or they were going to call jump there, but they claim that Postal Weight didn't really have a clean possession to contest, and so foul is the verdict.
Rockets get it in. Tyler Henry crosses midcourt. He's picked up defensively by Reggie Postlethwaite, who forces it out of bounds. He was the last one to touch it. Braden Henry leads all Unity scorers with 8 points. Postlethwaite has 6 for Manuel. Tolliver leads all Rams with 7. Rams in the white and orange. Maroons in the, or I should say the Rockets in the maroon and gray. Right wing for the Rockets, down to the right elbow, and Eisenmenger gets a pass to a cutting Tyler Henry, and he's fouled on his way up. 2 free throws on the way for one of the 2 Henry twins. This one wearing number 11, a 5'10 senior guard that averages 10.3 on a night for Matt Franks in Unity.
Yeah, and that was a possession there where you don't have to make a foul, but he's going to have a clean walk to the basket if you don't. And that's what Tolono Unity's came out in this second half and done, is it's ran their sets, ran them to perfection, and either gotten buckets or, like we're seeing right now, forcing Manual to draw some fouls to give them some opportunities here to get the free throw points that we saw them take a clear advantage of in the first half.
Henry hit them both. Unity 34, Manual 28. 6:04 to play in the third. Tolliver to the corner, driving baseline, and a pass back to Tolliver on the right wing. He finds Humbles. Humbles gives it up. Manual in front of its bench right side, and Tolliver between the rings, and Postlethwaite. He's picked up by Tyler Henry. Now he gives it up to the right wing, and Tolliver. The other Henry closes out as he hoists up a deep 2. No. Humbles an offensive rebound and the putback. 34-35, 35. Unity getting it in to Langendorf. Langendorf picked up by Rico Booker, and now he finds his quarterback, Dane Eisenmenger, to run the point. Eisenmenger crosses midcourt. Shades to the right, gives it back to Langendorf. Right wing penetrates, drives to the free throw line, turns it over. Rams running a 3-on-2, cutting his Humbles against Eisenmenger, and Eisenmenger picks up the foul. Rams to the line, 5:10 for the third, looking to cut into a 4-point deficit.
Yeah, nobody's going to blame you for a foul on a 3-on-2 opportunity like there. You could argue even 3-on-1 with how far behind Unity was with their second defender, but it was just a clean play by Manual. The guy just kind of swooped in on the right side, got him in his blind side, just took the ball and ran, and now it's going to give the first free throws. The first 2 free throws of the game. We've seen an and 1, but we haven't seen 2 shots yet for the Rams.
That's a great point, Caden, and it is crazy to think the Rams had just taken 1 free throw to this point. Now they've got their first make as Humbles knocked in the first. And Humbles, the big-time senior, he and Postlethwaite, the Rams' leading scorers, got them both 2-point game. 34-32, 5:10 to play in the third. Inbound, thrown away. They were looking for Eisenmenger at midcourt. It went over his head. And the Rams could take a lead with 5:10 to play in the third if they make a free.
Yeah, not only was it over the head, but it was closer to a Manual Ram in a white jersey than it was to any maroon.
Manual inbounding underneath the Unity basket on the baseline, and they get it into Humbles. Left baseline drive, up and under. Couldn't get it to go, but an offensive rebound, second chance. That won't go. Out of bounds. Last touch to my eye by Unity. We'll see what they call. They will agree. Our officials, Chris Head, Natine Rayo, and Rodney Taylor. Greg Hartzheim, the alternate. They haven't needed him. Manual gets it in, and they miss it underneath the basket. Brown cut to the rim and couldn't get it to go. Eisenmenger brings it ahead. Eisenmenger looking to do a high-low pass. It was tipped. He got it back. He took it up and put it in, and the foul.
Yeah, for an offensive possession that we just saw Manual have where they might not have gotten the bucket, but it looked to have been a domination down low, to go run the other end of the floor like Dane Eisenmenger, the Central Missouri QB commit, did. He's the all-time leading passer as the quarterback of their school. Now he's showing what he brings to the basketball court and getting that and 1 3 points and really lighting up the student section here for the Rockets.
A 3-point play for 33. He checks out for a quick breather. He's played, I believe, all of the game to this point. I don't think he's checked out yet. And Unity going to the bench, they'll bring in Mason O'Neill, their 6th man. 4:45 for the third. Manual looking to get an answer here. That won't go. Hogard gets the rebound under the basket. It was well contested. They force a miss from Humbles. 37-32. Unity looking to push it to the corner, to the wing, and Henry, and he picks it up. Guarded by Tolliver. Tolliver's going to get the steal on the left wing. They get it to Humbles across midcourt. He's fouled by Langendorf as he tried to take it up. 4:20 for the third. 37-32 is Unity's lead. And that's their fourth, or I should say their second foul here of the quarter.
Yeah, the Rockets there tried to match the Rams' intensity, and Joey, let's be the first to tell the audience it's very hard to do, and they've been doing a great job playing with this offense and defense of the Rams, but that time got a little carried away just trying to slow them down and causing a foul.
Manual inbound, and they get it to Brown. Cuts in from the free throw line. Couldn't get the layup to go. O'Neal comes out of the scrum for Unity and is going to put up an open three from the right wing. Too strong. Manual rebound. Coming away is Postlethwaite. Postlethwaite's going to take it coast to coast. And a nice finish with the left hand. 3:50 for the frame. 37-34. It's a three-point game.
Yeah, it was a lot of missed attempts going down to this end of the floor for the Rams. Some in and outs. That time finally able to sink it.
O'Neal for Unity misses it in the low post. Rockets fans wanted a foul call. They don't get it. 3-point lead for Unity as Manuel drives. Tolliver to the left block. Free throws coming for the 5'9" junior guard. He was fouled.
Foul on the Rockets, number 5.
They'll call it against Braden Henry. And that'll take us to immediate timeout, and even 3:30 to play for the third. 37-34.
It's time to show off those winning.
Man, how bad do both these teams want it? Unity with a 3-point lead, but nothing's coming easy.
Let's see that smile.
You're absolutely right. What we're watching right now is two programs that don't want their season to end in a third-place game and want to rewrite history. I mean, for one, you're looking for your first state title win. The other, you're looking to get back into the state title category for your first in the 21st century. But, I mean, one thing that we're about to see when we come back is the 4th and 5th free throw attempts for Manuel. And one thing that I got to mention, Joey, is 10 and 11 from the charity stripe for Tolono Unity. Again, they've had the extra attempts compared to Manuel, who's only had 3, but neither of these teams, or both these teams, only have 1 miss from that free throw line, and that's going to be a big impact as we keep playing.
Yeah, you took the stat right out from under me because that's the direction I was going to go. 10 of 11, 90% clip for Unity as a team. Not to single out Trey Hogard, but he had the 1 miss. Everyone else that shot one's been perfect, and he also made 1 too during that trip to the line. But both these teams have been physical. I think the approach has been similar for both teams, Caden. Both teams have 24 points in the paint, so it's not like Manuel's not trying to penetrate, not trying to draw those fouls.
No, you're absolutely right. I mean, both these teams have gone out there and are kind of playing a similar brand of basketball right now. And again, I haven't watched Tolono Unity as much as you have covering the News Gazette, but it definitely feels like Ram basketball on the floor right now.
Around these parts, we just call them Unity. We don't even bother with the Tolono. There is Mendon Unity elsewhere in the state. First free throw off the mark from Tolliver. Also, Caden, if Manuel can get the offense going, one thing Unity's going to have to watch, 13 turnovers to this point. Rams have only turned the ball over 6 times. Tolliver's second free throw won't go, but it's tipped. Oh, it almost went in. I think that was Eisenmenger that tipped it in, almost accidentally scored for Manuel, and now he brings in the rebound and he's fouled the second time down. I don't know for sure that Eisenmenger tipped that. Let's see if they show it on the... Oh, Manuel almost got a putback too, regardless, but Unity's going to have a chance to inbound and a left-to-right dribble the full length of the floor.
What a crazy play. I'll just leave it at that. Joey, you did a perfect job describing it, so I don't need to say anything else. I will add that Eisenmenger back on the floor now after taking that breather. He's 4 for 4 from the field.
Rockets tool it down to Langendorf, and a foul is called. Langendorf will go to the line. Hogard rebounded the miss. And it'll be the 12th and 13th free throws of the contest for Unity here. 37-34 is their lead. If you're just joining us, it's been a physical game. Points have not been hard to come by, but as Langendorf misses the first free throw, but rebounds and long possessions have been. Manuel's had a few long possessions, no shot clock in effect. These are the last games the IHSA will play without one. Neither team able to hold on to the ball. Here's Manuel down low, and they about lose it. And indeed they do. Langendorf, a steal. He ripped it away in the low post. Eisenmenger crosses midcourt for the Rockets, leading by 3. Just under 3 minutes to play in the third. Eisenmenger picks up his dribble, finds Hogard underneath the basket. Hogard contested by Booker. No problem, he put it in.
Hogard, nice job there, being able to catch a fadeaway and then use his momentum and swing it back to the hoop.
Rams to Brown, and he gives it to Postlethwaite on a drive. Missed it left. Eisenmenger the rebound. He's hauled in several to this point. Leads the team with 8 boards. In trouble as he nears midcourt. He is fouled hard by Postlethwaite on the Illinois Block Eye logo at half court here on Lou Henson Court. And that will send Eisenmenger to the line. Unity leading 39-34, 2:16 to play in the third.
Yeah, both of these teams have more than a half of their fouls in this quarter alone, Joey. 11 for the Rams, 5 for the Rockets. And Eisenmenger's not the guy you're going to want to foul. He's 4 for 4 from the field, currently 2 for 2 from the free throw line. Let's see what he does on his second of 2 attempts in this trip.
Eisenmenger hit the first, misses the second off the back iron, but an offensive rebound for Hogard. Hogard to an open Tyler Henry. And a right-handed layup falls. 2:05 for the third quarter. Unity's lead is 8, largest lead of the night for the Rockets.
Manuel had a great trap there, but they didn't see the wide open Henry.
Rams on the block and they get an answer. Josh Humbles takes it to the low post and puts it in. 42-36, minute 45 for the third. Langendorf gets the inbound. Rams aren't going to let him cross midcourt easy.
Yeah, and I think the best thing you can do if you're the Rams is just keep playing your style of basketball. They are right now with a press, and with that last possession, just backing somebody down in the post and making the bucket.
High left wing for Eisenmenger, has a shot blocked as he took it all the way to the basket, but Langendorf the rebound. He drives to the left block and lays it in. Rockets put it back to an 8-point lead. Minute 19 for the third. Rams taking it across midcourt. Here's Tolliver. Picked up by Braden Henry. Tolliver gives it up. Postlethwaite has a shot block. Booker got it, and Booker took it up for a shot, and Langendorf fouled him. So Rico Booker will go to the line. Sophomore, not a new name to Manual fans this season. They knew him as a freshman, wearing number 15 in white and orange this season. Minute 8 for the third, and he could make it a 6-point game with a pair of makes. Got the first.
Yeah, and a great defensive stand by Unity. They were able to answer a block for a block, something you don't really see often in basketball, but just unfortunately for them, drawing the foul on Booker on the second attempt.
Booker's second. Too long. Depth perception always a tough thing when you play at a big arena after years or a whole season in high school gyms. Minute left in the third. Eisenmenger dribbling left, guarded by Booker. Eisenmenger going to work, puts it up with the right hand from 6 feet out, won't fall. Manual rebound, they've got numbers, 3-on-2. Humbles takes it himself and lays it in with 45 seconds left in the third. 44-39, it's a 5-point game. Inbound to Tyler Henry. 35 for the quarter. Henry almost lost it, guarded by Postlethwaite, gathers it up in midcourt, and Matt Franks takes a 30-second timeout for Unity with 30 seconds left in the third.
Yeah, a great job there by Postlethwaite, just being able to not let them cross half court, stop you from getting your momentum, getting this quick transition. You mentioned the 8-point lead a moment ago, the largest of the game for the Rockets, and the Rams just got it back down to a 5-point contest. I don't think we're ever going to see this game get too far out of reach for either side because of the aggression and because of how tight they're playing with one another. But the timeout here allows you with 30 seconds to decide, are we going to take the last shot, which with how the Rams have handled these minute drills, I'm going to presume the answer for Matt Franks is a yes. He's got 82 wins, 16 losses in his 3 seasons running the Unity program. I can see him drawing up a set here that just with 30 seconds left milks some clock and lets you go into end of the fourth quarter with either a 7 or a 8-point lead.
Rockets get it into Henry. 25 for the third. Braden Henry, to be specific, number 5 in maroon. Picks up his dribble. Tolliver guards him out top of the key. He passes to his brother. It's tipped around. His brother's able to haul it in, but has it ripped away by Postleway. Dribbles through traffic, and a foul is called with 13 seconds left in the third. And that will send Manuel to the line. That's the 5th foul of the quarter against Unity. So Postleway will have 2 free throws. And then Unity will likely have a chance at the last score of the third.
Yeah, when Henry's dribble got picked up, he was very lost out there. He couldn't find somebody behind him, so the pass went a little bit wide, and on that wide look, kind of just got battered around for a little bit, and then a football-esque play just to rip it out of his arms like a running back getting taken down by the middle linebacker.
Postleway missed the first. His second is on the way, and he got that one. 4-point game, 44-40. 13 seconds left in the third. Braden Henry will inbound. Dribbling right is Unity. They get it to Eisenmenger. He gives it back to Henry. He finds O'Neal left wing. O'Neal has his pass intercepted by Postleway, but Manuel puts it on the floor with 4 and 3 and 2. A shot at the horn, too strong. Wouldn't go for Eisenmenger. And that's how the third quarter ends. Unity did get a shot up. Intercepting a pass was Jamel Ship for Manuel Caden, but he lost it. It was stolen away. But Unity just a little too out of system to make a shot at the buzzer. Its lead is 4, 44-40, with 8 minutes separating these teams from a Class 2A state championship game.
Yeah, and I think Tyler Henry there, he just wasn't able to get a clean shot off, but I honestly think he thought he had less time than he did. Once he picked up the ball off the ground, he immediately released. And I believe that if he took a half second to take a breath and make a stronger attempt, that could have easily gone into the bucket, and we could see that bigger lead instead of just a 4-point game. But now you have to think about it being a 4-point game. I mean, that was the biggest margin of quarter difference we've had in this contest, and it was by 2 points. Unity's got outscored them 15-14 in the first, 13-12 in the second, 16-14 in the third. So if you're Manuel, you're looking for the fourth quarter to be the one you finally get that edge, but you do need it to come with at least 4.
Glad you're with us on ClutchSportsIL.com or the Clutch Sports Media YouTube channel. Joey Wright, Caden Sexton hanging out with you courtside at State Farm Center. Jonathan Michael will have full coverage in the aftermath of this game. And if Manuel does slide into a third-place game, he'll be on hand to cover that as well. Knox Bynett taking pictures for us, and our entire crew that's helped us with a great basketball season. Caden, you're getting ready to graduate from Bradley here in just, a few weeks now. Yeah. Congratulations, and appreciate all you've done.
Thank you, Joey. I appreciate it.
If this is the last basketball game you've got for us, what a game it's been.
You know, when you go out, you want it to be with a bang, and this has been a bang. I mean, what better of a game could we really be asking for right now? Yeah, it's a 4-point game at going into the fourth quarter, but you don't get much closer than 4, especially in high school hoops, and especially with how the Rams have handled this postseason. I mean, they're one of, if not their largest margin of victory in their last game, beating Johnsburg 45-41. Last 2 years, actually, a super sectional of over 26 points for a margin of victory for the Rams. They come into this game trying not to let last year's history, however, fully repeat itself, where they ended up losing in both this game and in the third place contest, so they took home 4th last year. They're ready to rewrite history, and those Manual fans on their feet, ready to help them do so.
Unity led by 1 at the end of the first. They led by 2 at halftime, and they lead by 4 as Manuel sends a pass in to start the fourth quarter that is tipped away. And all that does is advance Manuel a little closer to the baseline here on the far sideline at State Farm Center. They get it in to Ship. Ship calling out a play. He finds a cutting Postleway, and Postleway gets to the basket and scores. 2-point game, 10 minutes into the fourth.
You know, every time that I watch Postleway get off his feet and soar towards that basket, he's got a different move to finish every time, and that makes it so unpredictable for the defender. All you have to do then is just stand up and put your arms up and hope.
Tyler Henry missing a three for Unity at the top of the key, and a rebound for Manuel. Bringing it up, Tolliver stops at the high wing, sends a pass to the corner and gets it back. He sent it to Brown, and now Tolliver will run point here for the Rams. Marvin Jordan earlier this week called Tolliver an extension of him on the court, and cutting to the basket, and a shot comes after the whistle. A foul on the floor against Unity.
Before the shot, foul on the Rockets.
Brown was able to score, but they'll wave off the shot, and Manuel will have an opportunity to inbound under the basket. By the way, Colton Langendorf, 3 fouls for Unity, 3 fouls apiece for Postlethwaite and Humbles. That doesn't stop Humbles from getting the inbound and taking it up and in to tie the game at 44.
And up and on their feet are the Rams fans. Look, we haven't seen a dunk yet, but that was the closest thing to it. That was nearly just dropped into the basket.
Jaquan Brown picks up a foul as Eisenmenger tried to take it across midcourt. That's as much energy as we've seen out of the Ramley behind the Rams bench. Not nearly as big a crowd as Unity's brought, but the Rams fans have made some noise. Eisenmenger inbounds right in front of us, opposite the Manuel bench. And he gets it in to Braden Henry, stops on the right block, kicks it out top. Eisenmenger for 3, had the right line, but it was short. Henry got the rebound, tried to tee up a pass to his brother, but he lost it. Down to the right block, Manuel for the lead. Getting it to go is Brown, 46-44 with 6.5 to play. That's as much animation as we've seen out of Marvin Jordan today. Rockets need an answer. Eisenmenger brings it across midcourt, stops on the left wing, fires a pass to the right side. Braden Henry picked up by Tolliver. Dribbles to the center. 6:15 for the game. Drives all the way to the right wing. Dribble drive, and he couldn't get the layup to go. Langendorf the rebound. Ball on the floor. Jump ball going to be called, and the arrow favors Unity.
I mean, Unity is still on their feet. They're still making some noise, but there's this hesitant quietness right now for the fans in maroon. They saw a quick 6 get put up by the team in white, and now we have to delay play because the 5-year-old sweeping was caught in the middle of the paint.
6:10 left in the fourth quarter, and a 6-0 run for Manuel to start the frame. They lead it by 2. Langendorf on the inbound for Unity, and he got it to go. It almost rimmed out, but it came back home. This one's tied at 46, 6 minutes to play.
Look, the winner of this game is going to be whoever has more grit and whoever fights just a hair harder to the finish.
Off the mark on a 3 out top for Manuel. Humbles missed it. Rams get the rebound. They give it to Postlethwaite. Postlethwaite to Tolliver. Left side. Several steps beyond the 3-point line. He switches sides, dribbles right. Pass to the free throw line and Brown. Brown gives it up right wing, Humbles. Humbles scanning. Trey Hogard defends him. They get it out top to Ship. 5:30 for the game. And a turnover. Humbles couldn't haul in the pass. He put it on the ground at the free throw line. Rockets down 2. And a chance to tie or take the lead. Eisenmenger again runs point. Dribbles left. Scans. Fires a pass to Hogard right wing. They get it to Henry in the corner. Henry down to Langendorf. Almost got the and one. And fouling him is Ship. Langendorf's going to have 2 free throws for the tie and 5:07 to play.
Fouling the Rams, number 24.
And you know, there's a foul there by Ship where he kind of just has to say, I don't know if I could do what else I could do other than not defend, right? I don't think that it wasn't a foul. That's not what I'm saying, but if when you go look at your coach, ask what can I do better, the answer is kind of a shrug on a play like that one.
Langendorf got the first free throw.
Joey, an interesting stat for you. This season for the Rockets, in games where they're in 3-point contests, they were 4-1. And so, very close game here. If we're back into a 3-point contest for the whole way out, which we've looked like such this whole game, you almost have to favor the team who's done it all throughout the season.
47-46 is the Unity lead. Off the mark, Manuel at the free throw line. 4:44 for the game. And Manuel will inbound from the baseline. So 4:45 to play. Unity's lead is 1. Inbound and underneath the basket, and count the basket and the foul for Ship. And Manuel back to the point, could lead by 2 if Ship can hit the free throw.
Yeah, and that one, Joey, kind of looks more like I'm just going to throw one up and hope, especially with a probable incoming foul. Not even having his head turned to the basket, over his head and in. What a shot.
Jamel Ship, we haven't called his name a ton to this point, but he's had a good game, has 6 points. This will be his second time at the line for a 2-point lead. Missed it. So it's Manuel by a point, 48-47. 4:35 for the fourth. Eisenmenger scanning the defense out top, and he lost it. Turnover, 2-on-1 Manuel. They get the steal and a drive, up and under for a 3-point lead. Rams back to the point. It's Brown getting it to go, and the Rams steal the inbound with 4:15 to play. Unity's trying those half-court inbound passes, and they aren't working.
No, that's what I was going to say, Joey. I mean, when you're in a situation like this, 4 minutes to go, he hurls it, and there was 2 Rams in front of the guy you're going to. Take a deep breath and just try and play your own brand of basketball right now.
50-47. Unity almost got a steal. Tyler Henry almost got into the passing lane. Manuel can't get a free throw to fall from Postlethwaite. 50-47. Rockets down 3. 3:45 left in the fourth. Eisenmenger has it out top, and he's going to shade a pass to Braden Henry, high right wing, dribbles right, trying for the elbow, put it on the ground, and ripping it away is Tolliver. Another steal for the Rams. They've been on fire in the fourth quarter. 3:25 for the game. Tolliver looking to build on a 3-point lead, has it high on the key, and he's picked up by Braden Henry. Tolliver on a handoff pass to Postlethwaite. Postlethwaite 11 points, second to Humbles this afternoon. Humbles gets it on the right wing. 3:05 for the fourth, and a 3-point lead for Manuel, which is in no hurry. Tolliver has it at the midcourt logo. Orange and blue block eye. Trying to get a step on his man, Braden Henry. Now he gets it dribbling left, gets to the Big Ten logo free throw line. Rebound tipped, and Tolliver got his own miss.
Yeah, these mid-ranges are not falling for either team. And Manuel's been able to milk a lot of clock. Again, last season for the no-shot clock in IHSA, and Manuel's proven why one is coming next year.
Rockets had a foul to give. They had a few fouls to give, actually. Now they've got 3 fouls for the quarter. Eisenmenger picks it up, and that'll let Unity get into a set there. And Unity will call timeout to draw up something, a defensive set. We'll see what Manuel does to respond on offense. 2:25 for the fourth. Rams lead it 50-47. Caden, a few moments ago, I think I got off by a basket, but Langendorf at one point gave Unity the lead, hit the layup, hit a free throw, but then Ship hit a jumper, and that gave Manuel a 1-point lead, and then Brown with a layup to put him up by 3. So that's where we stand. Rams up by 3 points, 50-47, and they are 2 minutes and 26 seconds away from punching their ticket to their first state title game since 2010.
Yeah, Esminer is the leading scorer with 10 and the leading rebounder with 9 for Unity, but number 2 scorer in Lanendorf just picked up his 4th foul. It was a foul to give for the team, but what do you get? You just allowed yourself to get into foul trouble, so he's going to go to the bench now for the Unity Rockets. Again, 3-point game. It's going to be Manuel's ball right in front of us for an inbound when we return. If you are the Rockets, you've got to either start the foul game quickly, or you've got to intercept one of these passing lanes that Manuel has been so cleanly operating in. And I can see the Unity fans, they're getting on their feet, they're taking off their shirts to try and wave and create some energy for their boys on the floor. We've got some phone lights on and the real high 200 level seats here in State Farm Center.
Great crowd on hand. Maroons surrounding State Farm Center all the way around, but by and large, the semicircle off to our right. Manual to inbound, 2:25 for the fourth. Unity's going to have to get a stop if it wants to keep its hopes alive. They get it into Humbles on the left elbow, and he brings it back out. I don't think the Rams will look to penetrate here too quickly. Now they do to Humbles because he got open at the free throw line, dribbling backwards. Rockets going for the steal. They can't get it. Dribble drive, cutting in one. Get the basket and the foul. Reggie Postlewaite. 2:11 for the fourth. 52-47 and a chance for one more.
Yeah, Postlewaite, a hair slow to get up, but I mean, Joey, that's exactly what you were hoping didn't happen, was not just a basket, but a basket and the extra attempt. They're immediately subbing Lanendorf back into this contest to try and get that spark when you go on offense and let him play the last 2:11 with his fourth foul, but Postlewaite to the line.
And he missed it. Rebound. Manual up and in on the putback. It's Humbles.
Yeah, a 4-point possession there for the Rams to put it, frankly, a 6-0 run the last 2.5 minutes.
54-47. Just a tick under 2 minutes to play. Unity needs a basket. They get it to Eisenmenger out top. Hoists up a three. Left it short. Rebound. Manual. Minute 45 to play. Humbles down low. He has a shot blocked by Eisenmenger. Manuel's going to get the loose ball under the basket, and somehow they get it to Tolliver, and now they get it to Postlewaite. And the Rams can slow it down here. 1:30 for the game. Their lead is 7 points. Largest it's been tonight, and a foul is called as they got it to Tolliver on the high right wing, and Braden Henry's going to pick it up. Manual, if it can hold on, is 1:26 away from a state title game appearance. Still a lot of time left, and we'll see what Unity can cook up, but they're going to have to get some stops, and now a lot of scores. Postlewaite, or I should say Tolliver at the line.
You know, we've talked about how close every quarter has been, Joey. 14-3, now make it 15-3 is the score differential here in the final frame. Tolono Unity is not out of it yet by any means necessary, but they're going to have to lock in and strap in right here, right now.
Tolliver for a 9-point lead, and he got them both. Second to making a 9-point lead. They get it to Langendorf as Unity under the basket, and he gets a quick response. And a quick timeout for Manual. 56-49, a really quick possession there. It only took about 5 seconds for Colton Langendorf to score underneath the basket. Full timeout, Unity trailing by 7. And stranger things have happened, but the first thing for Unity is they're going to have to slow down what's become a very efficient Manual offense in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, before that bucket, they were on over a 3.5-minute scoring drought. But right there, they were able to make 4 passes to get down to the court and the shot off. That's exactly what you need is quick points. You mentioned it, less than 5 seconds, I think maybe 4. To take off the clock. Now you have the question to ask. Are you going to make a quick foul, or are you going to try and hold up and not let them cross the half-court mark and get a 10-second violation before you start to foul? When you're facing the Manual Rams and how quick and how prolific they are, it makes you lean towards just going and making that foul, but it's hard to win a game when you're going 2-point shot fouls, 2-point shot foul.
And they're going to have to find some rhythm, which has been tough in this fourth quarter. Manual leads the scoring 16-5 since the fourth quarter began. Unity looking to punch its ticket to its first ever state championship game. Manual looking to go back for the first time in 16 years. Manual's got the upper hand, a 56-49 lead, and an inbound with 1:20 left. Humbles triggers it, he gets it to Postlewaite. And he's quickly fouled by Trey Hogard to send Humbles to the line. Let's run through the fouls real quick. Colton Langendorf has 4. Trey Hogard, that's his second. Dane Eisenmenger and Braden Henry have 3 apiece. Tyler Henry's only got 1. Manual does have 4 players with 3 fouls, pardon me. Postlewaite, Brown, Booker, and Humbles, all 5 of whom have played key roles.
Yeah, and smart coaching there by Franks. He left Lanendorf off the court since he had just called the timeout. Now he checks him back in for O'Neal.
Humbles got the first free throw with 1:15 to play in the fourth. Humbol's leading all scorers with 17 points. His second free throw good. 58-49, a minute 15 to play. Eisenmenger crossing the timeline, drives to the free throw line, spins, gets all the way to the rack, and scores with a minute 5 left. 58-51. And Manuel takes timeout before the inbound with a minute and 3 seconds to play. Well, Unity's found something on offense here, Caden. Is it too little, too late?
Only time will tell, but I will say they just made a great defensive stand. I think Manuel was going to get the ball to one of their own, but the timeout from Jordan was called because Unity really made a strong stand for 4 seconds, and Jordan didn't want either the ball to go into Unity's hands or a 5-second violation.
63 seconds left in the game. This is a 30-second timeout for Marvin Jordan. 2010 Manual grad, played in 2 state title games with the Rams. Looking to get the program back to the state finals, or I should say the state final for the first time since he graduated. Manual looking for what would be its 6th state title. There was the 4-peat in the 90s, and then the 1929-30 season they tacked on one more. Minute 3, they get it in. And they turn it over. Henry goes up for the layup, and he does it to go in the foul. Oh my! Tyler Henry intercepted the pass, took it up off the block, and scored. 58-53 with 59 seconds left to play.
Look, I know he's going to the free throw line, but you just made it a 5-point game, could make it a 4-point game, and it's just off of a clean play that you created. Smart heads-up basketball, and that's a momentum changer. Manuel needs to lock back in.
He missed the free throw with 56 seconds left. And we'll see what Manuel can do on this possession. They get it to Humbles across the timeline. Manuel leading by 5. They get it out top to Postlethwaite. Postlethwaite to Tolliver. Tolliver fouled by Braden Henry.
Unity was really afraid to foul there for a moment, but it was needed, and it was smart that you finally got it in. It'll be the 4th for Braden Henry.
And he has played a key role down the stretch in a lot of games for Unity this season. Rams at the free throw line, it's Tolliver. 2 of 4 at the free throw line, got the first. It's a 6-point game, 59-53. Langendorf in for the Rockets.
Yeah, 5-point game, now 6. You almost have to start thinking threes if you're Unity.
Second free throw from Tolliver, got it. Back to a 7-point lead with 44 seconds to play. Unity getting it into Henry. Henry crossing the court to Eisenmenger. Dribble drive left block, right hand, got it to go with 35 seconds left in a timeout. 5-point game.
Smart timeout there by Unity, 5-point lead. I'm going to presume they're going to do quick fouls now. They've kind of been looking for a trap, trying to create a 10-second violation for the last minute or so. But now when you're at 35 seconds, you almost have to say, all right, I'm going to, especially after just calling a timeout, I'm going to put 5 players on the floor who are not in foul trouble, and I'm going to go and just put them right to the line. We'll deal with whatever happens after that foul when it comes. 2 timeouts left for the Rams, only 1 for Coach Matt Franks to use in the last 35.
And you got to remember, on a made field goal, the clock does not stop. Now, if Manuel's shooting free throws, that probably doesn't make a difference, but always good to have that 1 timeout left in your back pocket, because at some point here, if it's not already, the clock is going to start to work against Unity. Manuel leading 60-55. A 20-11 scoring edge for Manuel since the 4th quarter began. They're showing Matt Franks on the scoreboard. Now they cut to the Manuel Rams across the court, getting ready to break the huddle.
I mean, in that play by Braden Henry, we didn't talk about it enough. I mean, you got nearly out of your chair on that one because it was such a big play, such a momentum shifter. They all need to channel that energy right here, right now to be able to reverse what's happened.
Rams get it in. O'Neal pokes it loose. It's a turnover, and Unity puts it on the floor. Jump ball arrow would favor Manuel if that's what they call. Did Unity get that timeout in? No, they did not. Jump ball arrow favors the Rams, and that took 10 seconds.
Yeah, not only did it take 10 seconds, not only did they reward the timeout and instead go with a jump ball, but it was a beautiful play. Braden Henry, he thought he was getting fouled, or excuse me, Mason O'Neill thought he was getting fouled, so he didn't go for that loose ball initially.
Rockets almost get another steal on the inbound from Manuel, and now the Rams take a timeout. That's a long 15 seconds that just came off the clock, and Manuel can taste that 2A state championship game now. You got to think if they don't turn the ball over and if they make their free throws, they're going to be in good shape.
Joey, you said it best. If you're your Unity, you have to make a quick foul and immediately send Manuel to the line without wasting much more of your clock. There's 15 seconds that have gone off the clock without a shot attempt, without Manuel at the free throw line to get it over with and peel that Band-Aid off. And so if you're Manuel, you got to just hold on to the basketball, make the shots that are most likely going to come here, and you've got a ticket tomorrow to play for a state championship.
Farragut and Quincy Notre Dame, the other Class 2A semifinal, coming up next. We won't have that for you on these airwaves, but you will be able to watch it on the IHSA TV network. And I'm sure a lot of folks will have updates for you on social media. Tough act for those teams to follow. This has been a great game. Rams lead at 60-55 with 20 and a half seconds left to play. For the Rams, Tolliver, Postlethwaite, Brown, Humbles, and Booker, the five on the floor. They get it in and a quick foul. Tyler Henry and Trey Hogard converge, and they will call it on Tyler Henry. Now, he's got plenty to give. That's not a huge concern for Unity.
Yeah, if I was, you had to make a quick foul there, but Tolliver, with that foul, he lost control of the basketball. One interesting note, you read the Manual players on the floor. They do not have currently out there Jamal Shipp, who currently is 0 for 2 free throws. So Coach Jordan says, I'm going to put 5 guys out there who can catch it and just hold on to that basketball, hug it like it's their own baby, and go to the line and make their buckets.
Tolliver got the first with 18.6 on the clock. It's a 6-point game. Tolliver eyeing the rim. Hoists up a free throw, short off the rim. Unity rebound, Eisenmenger taking it up the right sideline, finds Henry cutting all the way to the basket. He's fouled, there's contact, no foul. Langendorf cleans it up and gets the putback and a quick timeout for Unity. My apologies, there was no whistle, but Langendorf was in the right place at the right time to get a putback. Unity takes its last timeout with 8.9 left, 61-57.
Yeah, so they were able to get the one bucket, the 1 point back, excuse me, because of that sequence. What's interesting here is you've got 8.9 on the clock and a 4-point game with Manuel's ball. So in theory, Manuel just needs to make a free throw, and it would be very hard to believe that with 8 seconds to go, a 5-point comeback is on the table. But crazier things have happened, as you said already in this frame, Joey.
Well, it goes back to the point earlier about the clock does not stop on a made field goal. You'd have 5 seconds after to inbound the ball. So even if Manuel gets fouled quick, let's just say even if Unity could score right now with 8.9 left, just by making the shot, the Rams could bleed 5 seconds off the clock. Obviously, Manuel's going to get the ball in the inbound. So the time is definitely going to work against Unity unless Manuel makes a mistake with managing that clock.
Or if Unity's able to make a turnover here on an inbound.
Indeed, if they could get a quick steal and a quick score, but Manuel's in good shape here to qualify for its first state title game in 16 years. Rams looking, scanning. Tolliver gets it, and he's fouled quickly. That took about a second off the clock, 7.8. Rams lead it by 4, 61-57. Tolliver going to the line. He's made 5 of his 8 free throws. Today, Unity does not have, as we've talked about, a timeout to stop the clock.
And I can only imagine that Jordan isn't willing to borrow his, and let him borrow his.
I wouldn't think so.
Tolono Unity fans are taking a quick seat. The Manual Rams are silent for the free throw, but every fan wearing orange and black is on their feet with their hands in the air.
Tolliver got the free throw to go.
Manuel's going to send 3 back to make sure that nothing crazy happens here from the Rockets.
Ramilly are going to have a fun 48 hours if they can hold on. Free throw misses. Eisenmenger hoists up a 3. Doesn't go. Rebound corralled by Postlethwaite. And Manuel will play for a state title on Saturday for the first time in 16 years. Rams are moving on. They win at 62-57 in Champaign.
Tolono Unity came in tonight with 33 wins compared to the Manuel Rams' 23. But Tolono Unity played their hearts out. They had 3 incredible, near-perfect quarters against this strong Manuel Rams team. But Coach Marvin Jordan, even without his star last season in Dietrich Richardson, is able to come back onto this floor at State Farm Center and rewrite history and send his team to the championship, where they are guaranteed, at a minimum, number 2, if not taking home the first championship since 1997. For Peoria Manuel, a very storied franchise, is going to add another in the trophy case.
A hard-fought Final Four game today. Listen to that Manuel crowd, far outnumbered by the Unity faithful, but they are letting the Rams hear it as they walk off the floor. Jonathan Michael's going to be in the media room, and he'll have some words with the Rams in a little bit as part of the press conference. Look for his story on ClutchSportsIL.com. And Marvin Jordan, in his 4th year at the helm of his alma mater, has led the Rams to 2 state finals appearances, and now its first state championship game since he walked those halls as a student a decade and a half ago. And for the Rams tonight, Caden, or I should say this afternoon, I suppose, Josh Humbles goes for 19, 7 of 15 from the field, and it's Taj Tolliver and Reggie Postlethwaite going for 13 apiece.
Yeah, and Postlethwaite, to go along with his 13 points, was able to snag 8 rebounds and 6 assists. Postlethwaite, whether he was not able to score that layup and he was able to get that offensive board and dish it out to his teammate, whether it was him being able to finish, his defense, he was a big contributor on a team where both of these teams, let's face it, anybody can be the guy, go-to guy. Anybody can be the leading scorer. Anybody can be the savior and grace. And tonight for the Rams, it was Postlethwaite, in our opinion at least.
Yeah, he goes for 19 points. Got somewhat close to a double-double with 6 rebounds and 4 assists for Unity. Dane Eisenmenger 14, Colton Langendorf 13, 9 points for Tyler Henry and Trey Hogard. They go for 9 apiece. Brayton Henry goes for 8. And look at some of the specialty stats for Manuel. They get the 25 points off turnovers. They trail the rebounding category 34-29. Both teams had 42 points in the paint, but Manuel able to get 20 fast break points to Unity's 5, 13 steals for the Rams, as opposed to Unity's 4. Unity just didn't force turnovers at quite the same clip, although it was a hard-fought physical game that Manuel, after trailing by 4 points coming into the third, or into the fourth, I should say, is able to pull away and win it here in the fourth.
Yeah, I think that was the big one. Is for the first 2 quarters, Tolono Unity took it by a point. The third, they took it by a pair. And then in the fourth quarter, Manuel took them 22-13. Of course, the foul game had a lot of an impact there in that score. But you were even looking at 16-3 at one point in that fourth quarter. Another stat that I maybe missed or didn't hear you mention is 13 steals for the Manuel Rams to just 4. Obviously, the turnover margin being as high as it is going to encompass those steals and whatnot, but just the ability to poke that ball free, the ability to intercept a pass was something that the Rams were able to do all throughout the contest, and that gave them a huge edge.
So it'll be Farragut or Quincy Notre Dame for Manuel on Saturday. They are just about ready to take the floor for a Class 2A semifinal, and whoever loses that game is back here tonight about 9 o'clock to face Unity for third place. Those are always emotional games. I know it's not the game that Unity wanted to play, but I've got to think they'll be, if not favored in that matchup, it'll be a toss-up if they can play like they did against Manuel here today. Any final thoughts, Caden?
You know, it's going to be a tough-fought game tonight for Tolono Unity. You're going to have short rest after having a very physical contest here for the last 32, but you have to hang your head high if you're the Rockets. I mean, you were a great team that had a near-perfect season, just 3 losses, and could go home with a third-place trophy tonight. If you're the Manual Rams, you've got to just drive back to Peoria tonight. You've got to just take it all in, but you've got to reset and refocus for Saturday because you can rewrite history. You can go home with a state title, and you can prove that, hey, we might play in a conference with a bunch of 3A, 4A schools, but we can go into 2A and we can go take home a state title year in and year out, and they have the opportunity to prove that they are one of, if not the best teams in the state all across classes by winning the 2A title on Saturday.
Absolutely, and that's where we'll leave it for you at State Farm Center. Caden, what a pleasure to finally get the chance to call a game with you. Thanks again for everything you've done in your 4 years at Bradley, and we'll see how it shakes out on the crew for Saturday. But nevertheless, if that's the last basketball game you've got with us, what a game it was.
I couldn't have said it better myself, Joey. I think we both kind of chatted pregame about, hey, let's just hope for a good contest, a good game that we can get to call, and we got one I thought you can't get a better game than that, in my opinion, Joey. A 62-57 back-and-forth contest. Thank you for all you've done for me in my 4 years of college, and I appreciate everything, and can't wait to have another friend with me as I go to my next step.
Absolutely. Bright future ahead for Caden Sexton, and yeah, we'll look forward to charting your progress and helping you out where we can here moving along. And they're just about ready to bring Farragut and Quincy Notre Dame onto the floor. Here they come. That's a good place to leave our broadcast. Manuals going on to the state title game. They beat Unity 62-57 for Caden Sexton. John Michael Knox-Minded. I'm Joey Wright. So long, and follow along on Saturday as we bring you Manuals state title game. So long, everybody. Thanks for listening.